Well, hi everyone and welcome back to week number 4 of the Character Design for Educators course. And in this week we are going to ask you to create a draggable hand and add some triggers to your character. So let's first of all make him wave in front of the camera. And of course the camera doesn't respond. We need to animate that by hand. So let's add some extra options to the arms. So let's go into the rigging option and select the arm. It's already selected. So now when I take a closer look at the arm, I can see that the orientation, the center point of the arm is actually quite in the center, and it needs to be on the point where your arm rotates from. So that's the shoulder, that's the part where your arm is attached to your body, hopefully. And of course we will need to add another option to make the hand draggable. So let's select the dragger tool, click on the hand, and now we've got a basic setup for the arm. So now when I go back to the record option, I can select the hand and let it wave. Looks fine, but a little rubbery, elastic, and way too stretchy. And when I let go, it doesn't go back to the original form. So I need to go in the options for the dragger, and in the dragger I can find the after move. That's not hold in place, but return to rest position in the duration of half a second. That could be fine. So let's select the hand again, let go, and it goes back to the original state. So that's perfect. But now I still don't feel like the job is done because it's way too rubbery still. I want to form some bones in there and form an elbow actually. So I need to add some sticks in the object. So let's go back to rig and add the stick tool and use the stick tool to add some bones. So clicking and dragging from the shoulder to sort of the elbow and the elbow to the wrist will help me create the bones. Go back to the record option again, select the hand, and now we have got an elbow. It can do strange things because it doesn't really know right now that it's an arm, so it can move in strange positions. So we need to form an inverse kinematics, an IK solver on the arm to make the job complete. So when I add a behavior to my right arm, I could add the arm IK. That will add another panel down below over here. And that allows me to auto bend in the right direction, and I can even adjust the elbow flip threshold. That allows me to control until what amount of degrees I want my elbow to flip. So let's go back to record again and see if that behaves more natural. Perfect. So that's the basic setup for how to create a draggable hand. And of course we need to do the same thing for the other hand. So let's select that arm, adjust the shoulder part, add 2 bones to it, 1 and 2, add a dragger, and let's add the IK as well, the arm IK. Auto bend is on. Go back to record. And this works as well. Of course, we need to make a recording of that as well. So the thing that you need to know for making a recording with draggable options is that you need to make a recording in multiple steps. So at first, I would advise you to create the recording of your facial expressions and the audio. And then later on make a recording for the gestures. So let's make a recording. Well, hello, my name is Pythagoras and I'm really famous in the world of mathematics, etc, etc, etc. So that's take number 1. And of course I don't want to record my audio again. I don't want to record the eye gaze, the face, the lip sync, and down below the triggers or the arm IK. I just want to record the dragger. So let's record it one more time. And that adds the arm animation to my character as well. And leaves the audio and all the other things in my face intact, so everything is complete right now. And apart from being able to drag the arms, we can also make things dangle, so his This hair over here looks like it could dangle with the character. So let's go to rigging again. In order to make the hairpiece dangle, I will need to cut it out the layer and add it into a new layer. So let's go back to Illustrator, select the piece of hair, that's this one, drag it out of the group, hair dangle, save it of course, and go back to Adobe Character Animator. Now this hair is outside of the layer group, and I can add a dangle option to that layer. So this part is going to be the dangle. This is the origin of the hair. And let's see what that does. Turn these elements on again. Doesn't really do that much yet, but we can go into the physics, the dangle options, and then make the stiffness not 100%, but a little lower. Now we can see that the hair is dangling. Even more, we can make it wobbly. So you need to know how far to go. I think this will do the trick. So dangling is also an option. And of course we want to add a trigger option in the character as well. There are quite a few options to create a trigger inside of your animation. Let's discover two of those. We've already made a waving animation over here. So we've got this option, the dragger. This controls the wave of the character. There we go. And we can format into a trigger. So if we want to trigger that animation, that can be done. So with a right click on this recording, I can create a replay and trigger. And that gives me the trigger panel over here with the dragger. Let's set number 1 as a keyboard trigger on my keyboard. And now when I press number 1, it will wave and do its magic. Pretty cool. So that's easy when you are going live or use multiple gestures. That can be done in that way. And as a final chapter in this video, I'm going to show you a little bit more advanced Pythagoras. And in this Pythagoras, I would like to show you the rigging options again, because I've made multiple sets of arms in here. So I've got a wave left option. I've got a thumbs up, but everything is hidden by default, apart from the arm default position. So I've created lots of sets of arms, and I've put those underneath that trigger. So let's say that arms inside hasn't been done yet, so I'm going to delete that option. So now when I want to add arms inside as a trigger, I could add the option over here, create a trigger. That will add my layer in my triggers panel, add it to my swap set. This is number 5, and this will swap the layers. So once I've got a swap set created, which can be done over here in the triggers panel, create a swap set, just drag your layers in there and add a number, it will do the trick. So now when I go into the recording option, press number 1, it will read a book. Number 2, it will do thumbs up. 3, 4, and number 5. So this is what we want you to do with your character this week. So create a draggable arm, add some gestures, create an appealing animation, and I hope to see you next week. Bye bye for now.
Hi everyone, thanks for watching. Click the link in the description below to explore more free online professional development on the Adobe Education Exchange, and click the link on screen to subscribe to the channel for more videos.